Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Blanco the Islam, and in today's video, I am going to be going over the best way to make money in Grand Theft Auto Online as a solo player, and that, of course, is with the Double Money Dr. Dre contract, which is active until the following Thursday as of the recording of this video. So please keep that in mind. This will no longer be Double Money in about, 5 days from now because it's now Saturday. But anyway, before we get into the video, of course, hit that like and subscribe button. It only takes 1 second of your time. I need you to hit it just as hard as Dr. Dre hit Johnny Guns with this goddamn golf club. Now, this contract is absolutely awesome, and unless you live on the moon, you should know about it, but I'll help you out anyway. Let's get into the video. Now, first, before we get into the actual contract itself, I would like to point out that as well as the contract being Double Money as of the recording of this video, it is also discounted at 30% off. So if you are watching this video the week that it comes out, I highly suggest you go and buy an agency. If you don't have one, you're going to have to go to Dynasty 8 Executive, and you'll see 4 different agencies to choose from. Now, the upgrades and, equipment and stuff like that will also be 30% off. The first 3 are cosmetic and not really required, but the 3 that you can see kind of blanked out on my screen, it's because I already own them. But of course, that's the armory, the accommodations, and the vehicle workshop. Now, I would suggest getting all 3 of these if you have the money for them. Again, while it is 30% off, you definitely want to go ahead and take advantage of that. If you're watching this video, after the Thursday of this video dropping, then of course it's going to be a new weekly update and none of this will no longer apply, but I figured I'd include it for the people who are purchasing this week. Now, once you purchase your agency, you are going to have, of course, access to your office computer. Now, in this computer, you'll be able to access regular security contracts, but also something called the VIP contract. The VIP contract is going to be the Dr. Dre contract. Now, as you can see, the VIP contract has 3 different chapters to them, along with 2 intro missions called The Meet and Data Recovery. I don't have to play these, and you won't either if you've already completed this contract. But if it is your first time doing the Dre contract, you are going to have to do The Meet and the Data Recovery missions, which will take a little bit of time. And then, of course, we have the Nightlife Leak, the High Society Leak, and the South Central Leak. Now, each one of these chapters will come with 3 setup missions. So in total, you're looking at 9 plus the 2 start missions. That's 11. And then we have a sub finale and then the actual finale. So if it's your first time doing the Dre contract, you will have 13 missions to do, and it will take you about an hour and maybe 15 minutes. If you don't have to do the first 2 missions though, and you only have to do the 11, it should only take about an hour, which it does usually for me. Now, these missions are not hard. They do have a lot of heavy gunfire, though. But honestly, when I was recording actually the gameplay for this video, the Dr. Dre contract felt a lot easier to me than it used to. I feel like the enemies used to have a much better shots and do a lot more damage. I don't know if they made it a little bit easier this week while it was Double Money, but it felt like a breeze for me, to be honest. But anyway, each of those 3 chapters that we discussed, from the Dre contract, they're all going to have 3 missions. The 3rd mission, the final one, you are going to be recovering one of the phones, which will eventually lead you to the final source, yada, yada, right? But anyway, the point is, these missions are not really too hard. I do suggest, just making sure you're snacked up and you got a couple armors and stuff like that, because sometimes the AI in these missions are known to be pretty aggressive. And like I said, you're going to be in a lot of heavy gunfire fights. So you definitely want to have snacks and armor ready to go. But other than that, these missions are pretty easy and self-explanatory. Now, these missions also will have a payout of usually $8,000 to $10,000. These are also Double Money, so you will be getting about 15 to 20 grand for these setup missions on top of the $2 million for the final payout. So that's why, of course, in the thumbnail, I have the 2.2 million instead of 2 million flat. Anyway, I did want to give you guys a quick tip on this mission in the High Society Life Leak. You are going to be pulling up to this billionaire party. Make sure you have RPGs, because you are going to have to cause a certain amount of property damage to increase the intimidation bar right there on the bottom right. So definitely just have RPGs and also a minigun, because this part of the mission is very frustrating where you have to take down this helicopter while the millionaire is fleeing. So of course, just grab one of the faster cars that are at the party, drive a little bit ahead of the helicopter, and then just destroy it with a minigun. You won't be able to lock on, so don't try bringing like, homing missile launchers. They won't work. It won't lock on to the helicopter, and it's pretty hard to hit it with RPGs because he is moving pretty fast. So I find that the minigun is the best option for this mission. So please make sure you have the minigun with ammo for it so you can shoot down that helicopter and go trace down the phone. And once you complete all 3 of the chapters, you will now have the sub-finale, as I like to call it, or the pre-finale available, but it won't be through the computer. You're going to have to actually walk over to Franklin's office and start up this mission. Now, just also a quick side note, if you guys are looking for a full agency guide, like the entire business, not just the Drake contract, I do have a video for that I uploaded not too long ago, and I will leave it linked in the description down below. But anyway, let's get back to this video and the Drake contract. This sub finale mission is one of the tougher ones. You are going to have a little bit of a firefight outside of the studio. Then you're going to make your way into the studio and have even more guys in here. A lot of them do have shotguns and stuff like that. So please make sure you have the assault shotgun like I'm using here. It's just simply the best option for close quarters combat in Grand Theft Auto Online. And like I said, most of these dudes are going to have shotguns, so you want to be able to kill them quick before they hit you with that, lucky head tap and just drop you in one shot. We've all had it happen to us, so don't be ashamed if it has happened to you. I've definitely gotten one tapped before, especially on this mission. But I will give 2 pieces of advice. One is definitely have the assault shotgun. 2, once you make your way into this room here, I would suggest taking cover right here, because there are a few, dudes that will come from behind you through the doorway that we just came from, as you can see right there. So this is kind of the best spot where you can take them out and the people in front of you at the same time. You don't want to push in too much and then get sandwiched by the people coming in from behind you. But again, very self-explanatory. Kill all the bad guys and you beat the mission. That's pretty much the the goal here with all these Dre missions. They're just big firefights, and they're pretty much every mission is just kill bad guys, get the phone. It's really that simple, man. There isn't really too much to it. Like I said, you could take little tips like having the minigun, the RPG, the assault shotgun, the snacks. Again, of course, you definitely want to be snacked up for every single one of these missions. And then, of course, this pre-finale does come with the notorious, hour-long cutscene. I'm joking. It's not really an hour, but it damn near feels like it. It's pretty much like a 10-minute cutscene that you cannot skip. And I wish with the life of me that we would be able to skip that cutscene, because that would make doing the Drake contract, instead of an hour, it would probably be more like 40 minutes. But between the cutscenes in the pre-finale plus the long cutscene in the actual finale, a lot of cutscenes, man. You're going to spend at least 15 to 20 minutes in cutscenes in the Dr. Dre contract. So that is pretty frustrating. But we're going to go ahead and skip this horrible, horrid cutscene that haunts me every time I do the Dre contract. So let's go ahead and skip. Now let's move on to the finale. So the big grand finale. The first part of the finale, you are going to pull up to this rail yard here. You're going to see Johnny Guns. Of course, he's going to skirt off. He ain't about that. He ain't want no smoke. He don't want that smoke with us, fellas. So anyway, we're going to off a couple of his henchmen. And I'm not going to, again, play the whole clip here. It is a pretty long gunfight. But once you take out all these dudes here, you will have to track down Johnny Guns, and he's going to be located at one of the hangars at the airport. And once you go inside the hangar, again, you're going to have a few of his henchmen that you're going to have to take out. And then once you do see Johnny Guns, you are going to have to just injure him. You're not supposed to, fully down him. Franklin will tell you that in a phone call. He'll say, don't kill the dude, but, just leave him injured or something like that. So you want to try to shoot Johnny Guns in his legs. But the problem with that is he is armed with like a really strong shotgun, and he will take you down pretty quick. But luckily we have 2 lives. So you can see here I failed miserably. I was trying to shoot him in his legs to just injure him, and he completely obliterated me with that shotgun. And yeah, But he also did get injured. You could see him fall down there. So once he falls down like that, if you do die and lose one of your lives, it's fine. Just spawn back in, head right back over to where he was at. And when you pick him up, you're going to go into a cut scene where you bring him outside. And that's pretty much my favorite part of the entire mission. Just watching Dre beat the piss out of this dude with the golf club. And it's pretty cool, just seeing Dre, on his street stuff, on his street shit, he's getting down. I never really viewed Dre in that type of way, so it's pretty cool seeing him, get down like that. But anyway, this cut scene is also pretty long, but it's not as gruesome as the one in the studio, like in the pre-finale. That one's just gruesome, man. The song's not even that good that they're playing there. It's just horrible. This cut scene is actually pretty cool, and I do enjoy it. Now, once Dre is done beating the dog crap out of the, Johnny Guns dude, he's going to ask you to hop in his McLaren to drive him over to his helicopter so he can then fly to his yacht, which you're going to see here in a sec. Pretty crazy sequence from a McLaren to a helicopter to a yacht. And then the man pays you $2 million cash. Absolute boss, man. Got to give it up to Dre. Absolute boss. That man got that dog in him, fellas. But anyway, that pretty much does bring us to the end of this video. Of course, the guide wasn't too intense and descriptive because, like I said, the missions are pretty self-explanatory. But I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you stayed until the end, of course, a like and a sub is always appreciated. It really helps the channel grow and also how the video performs in the YouTube algorithm. I do make consistent GTA content here on this channel. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. And until the next video, peace out, boys.